Teaching your girl to be a man isn't good parenting. Teach her to be an obedient wife. I'm not being sarcastic either. Hey, you know what's actually an important thing to teach your child, especially before they go on the internet and try to post this kind of stuff, is how to frickin' spell. Say that you're the flagship child of r/boneapple without saying it. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/AreTheStraightsOK, and if you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Let me know down below what video game footage you'd like to see in the background. I'm always taking suggestions, and hey, your comment might wind up in a future video. Sorry, not sorry, but my man will not be doing anything for another female. A girl will probably romanticize his kindness because he's attractive. He is not your Prince Charming, he's mine. You're drunk and left alone. Maybe stop being an alcoholic and get better friends. You're cold, shouldn't have dressed like that. You're alone in the streets at night. Well, you're probably for the streets. You are not his problem. You're your own. Saying all that and calling people alcoholic, meanwhile you're sipping down likely on your 7th $10 frappe of the week. Maybe you shouldn't try to assume that somebody has problems if you yourself have some that can actually be very much truthfully called out because they are very much noticeable. Also, if you have a problem with your partner hanging out with somebody just because they're a guy or a girl, whatever it is, that definitely is a little bit of a red flag. Like, imagine you get into a relationship and you think it's justified to tell them, yeah, hey, you see your friends that you've had for years on end before I came around? Yeah, no, you can't hang out with them anymore. Yeah, that totally doesn't scream I'm more toxic than the waste bin that makes fish glow. Do men even find twerking attractive? Not straight men. Fellas, I have a question. Heterosexuality really has reached the point where it's become so fragile that the straight men have become to turn gay in their attempts to hate women. Wait, what? I saw the She-Hulk twerking scene, and honestly, the only thing I could really think of is those after credits really are just like how normal people would act in those scenarios. Like, if you met your favorite celebrity, you would want to do fun stuff with them. Plus, also, I'm fairly certain, based on the trailers, the show was never supposed to be, like, very, very serious. Not the whole, I am a superhero, I'm only able to do superhero things. No, it's just people enjoying life, but also superpowers. Plus, with the amount of fourth wall breaks, I know for a fact they're working on getting Deadpool into the MCU, so I am still hyped for that day when those two characters meet. Because any conversation with two characters that constantly break the fourth wall is just, there's nothing bad that can come from it. When he low-key prefers the doll, this is just outright, what? I don't know what to say. This made my mind turn into the DVD logo going around. Also, I keep on forgetting, aren't those things like $2,000? A true woman would accept a beating from her husband. What the frick? You will understand when you grow older. What, when I get smacked upside the head? Daddy likes when mommy wets the bed, but I get in trouble when I do it. Isn't there some kind of age limit for TikTok or something? Because this don't feel right at all. And the kid being there makes it even weirder. She was hurting, so she left him. He was hurting, and all he needed was her. See the problem? Honestly, I'm more so distracted by the fact that you're wearing sandals with socks. I did not know that is a norm. It should not be a norm, and I feel like the only thing to make it worse would be Crocs. My 20F girlfriend of a few years told me that the music that I, 25M, played during S is weird and a major turnoff. A little backstory. When I first started having that, I researched 2 ways to be better, as I was a little stiff and pretty much had no idea what I was doing. I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm in order to put on a better performance. I searched lovemaking songs and started slowly creating a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. There are a few songs to my playlist, however, there is one song in particular which actually happens to be my favorite, that my girlfriend hates and she says it's a turn off her in a major way. I don't understand why it has taken her 2 years to tell me she hates that song. It's a good lovemaking song with a good rhythm. I feel the way I messed up is I could have possibly asked her previously if she likes the playlist or any songs she'd like to add/change, but to leave it for 2 years thinking our S-Life is great, but in her eyes has just been ruined by the music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. Okay, every single one of these paragraphs I'm reading, the more, there's just louder the question of what song were you playing is popping out to my head. I pretty much played this tune every single time, so the amount of time she must have not been enjoying it, when I thought the complete opposite is annoying, but also embarrassing in ways. Not to mention my previous partners. However, However, they never complained about the song, so maybe it's just her? It's messed up the relationship, to be honest, because that feels awkward right now. The other day we were having that with no music, but I was still thrusting to the tune playing in my head. She recognized this and asked me to stop. I thought this song was perfect, and I always thrust along with the tune, and it gives me the perfect rhythm for doing the deed too. I usually bust to this song and find it devastating she hates the song. The song itself, unfortunately it wasn't listed in the actual thing, but there was a link in the comments. It was Hudson Mohawk by Sabat, which I listened to it, and the only thing I'm thinking is like, dude, what the TLDR, she hates my lovemaking tunes and didn't tell me for over 2 years of making S now awkward. I mean, I think maybe she just didn't want to hurt your feelings or something. I honestly don't know. You could have really picked any other music. You could have gone down in her and played fucking Gourmet Race. I don't know. Listening to that song that the dude was mentioning and then thinking that people were trying to do the Under the Sheet shuffle to the rhythm of that just feels awkward now. Because it's just some weird techie background music. It sounds weird and it feels weird, and I can't play the music obviously because of copyright reasons, but the screenshot's there in case you want to look it up. Shopping with your husband is like hunting with the game warden. Yet, no, stuff like this is very much why I'm more so the hotel motel kind of person, and very much not the Airbnb, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting into with Airbnbs. It could be weird stuff like this, it could be some type of dinosaur themed thing, and those do exist. They're in Florida and I want to do one at least once, but this is not what I'm looking forward to, not this sign. What about a woman that wants to be the big spoon? Do you give her this pleasure every once in a while? Never. If you want to keep her, don't feed her dominant tendencies. It will destroy the sexual polarity between the two. She will start to look down on you. Ain't nobody gonna be looking down on you unless you're this person who thinks being the little spoon is the problem. And like, so what if you're a little spoon? You're still getting hugged, and the hug is what matters, okay? And just watch, there's a whole demographic of dum-dums who will say being the little spoon is emasculating. Oh, you know what? You can just go off and be in the bed by yourself then. For your convenience, management can print an extra seat for whatever price you told your spouse this costs. Yeah, because lying to your significant other definitely spells happy relationship. A good old classic of the ages there. Also, if your significant other has a problem with how you spend your own money, and if it isn't their money in any way, shape, or form, that shouldn't really be anything they should be asking about. I mean, if the bills are paid at the end of the day, all the mandatory things you need to do, all your mandatory finances are covered, then the money left over is you to be able to enjoy to your own leisure. Men to the left, because women are always right. Ah, yes, good old classic demeaning somebody for who they are. Yay, yes, great. Many mothers bathe together with their newborn babies. This isn't wrong if the baby is a girl, but when it is a boy, it is not good. Understand something. Although this act is done out of innocence and ignorance, the mother is opening up a stream of energy from herself to the baby son. Alright, this is off to a weird start, and it's only gonna get worse. I could just feel it in my bones. What happens here is spiritual diffusion and spiritual osmotic actions. Know this thing. Water transports materials. Water moves prayers. Water can add or remove from a thing, and ultimately, water is a universal spiritual solvent. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what all that means. All I know is that if I ever do have to get baptized and they put me in a pool, I'm hiding a black bath bomb somewhere in my clothes. By spiritual diffusion, feminine energy is transported from a place of higher concentration, the mother, to a place of lower concentration, the son. By spiritual osmotic actions, masculine energy passes from a place of lower concentration, the boy, to a place of higher feminine energy concentration, the mother, because at such a young age, when the boy's masculine energy is still developing, it leaves him through his semi-permeable baby body into the mother. The boy's body, over time, becomes bombarded by antigen feminine energy, thus suppressing his masculine energy as the mother unconsciously sends into him unneeded free radicals of her energy. That is, she sends in him molecular feminine energy capable of independent existence that contains no paired conjugating masculine electron. Such a child over time will grow up to be too expressive for men, as his emotional state will overly grow because of constant invasion of female energy. Such a child can be easily manipulated by the mother and women in general, because when the child was growing, the mother ignorantly acted as an oxidizing agent for her son. The child will be emotionally and mentally feminine because water over time acted as a solvent to his masculine energy from an oxidizing agent, the mother. This just goes to show you can use a whole bunch of like fancy sciencey words. That don't mean you got anything up there. That just means you know what those words sound like coming out of your mouth. Like seriously, try to say that this isn't somebody trying to act like they're 300 level IQ. And what, are you saying this is all because the baby was spending time within proximity of the mother? Yeah, newsflash, Captain Dingus. Where do you think the baby's been for the past 9 months? But with that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Let me know down below what video game you guys would like to see in the future, but I'll be that sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.